Hi guys, how is everyone doing? Hopefully everybody's feeling good, everyone is doing well. I'm back again with another video. I'm gonna be breaking down the weekly markets for you guys. I'm gonna start with the dollar. I don't want to waste too much time on this one. Um, I remember last week, um, I came through with an analysis which was quite off, if you want to be honest. Even though I always preach that our job is not to predict, but to react. We were way too off last week, and yeah, I just feel like we have to make up for it this week. Um, because I really thought the market was gonna drop, right? I remember I gave you guys a pattern that insinuated that the market on the DXY, rather, the dollar is going to drop, but it didn't. It actually did the opposite. It actually went for the higher low, because I remember I had a higher low here. Not higher low, lower high, sorry. Lower high. And it was only one wave. I really thought the market was gonna lower low. I really thought the market was gonna solidify its downtrend and not break their lower high, just come around this area, play around, and then go make new lows. But the lower high was broken, and price could be going to the resistance of the range, the range, the dashed lines, because it was respected until the lower high was made, and then obviously the lower high means the previous low was broken, but then the low that was broken was immediately reversed. Price went back into the range, broke the midway, or I call it the mid range, or the price that divides the range into two equal parts, and the market reacts favorably, or it reacts, um how can I say it? But then you can see that the market reacts to this part like all the time. It doesn't miss. As you can see, it supported this area here, broke below, came here, did a young correction, broke above, came back, then it did a young support. Let me show you the areas I'm talking about. Uh, you understand. So it's a significant area, and it's right in between the support and resistance of the range, of the main range. See, the direction has been quite specific, and it has been quite clean, if you could say that. So this is how the DXY is looking on the daily. Let's go to the 4 hour. Okay. Okay, we actually have, let me delete this. So this is what the 4 hour is looking like. I really thought the lower high was gonna hold, but it didn't. What actually held is this price area right here. Why, it's actually a specific price. As you can see, you might say it's a supply zone, because you can see that there's actually a gap that price had to fill here to say this is a supply zone, and price never came back to retest it until now recently, with last week's move, right? And we also have CPI this week. So let me actually delete it. You see what I'm talking about. I don't want to make my chart messy. You see, so we got that reaction from that potential supply. It's actually a supply zone. And price actually reversed when you got there. And we're saying excuse me, we're saying it reversed because, as you can see, we have a double top here. You understand? A price came to the zone, and then it reversed, but then it came back again in attempts to make a new high, but it failed. And we have a huge ass gap again here. So I don't know, with such a huge gap and a huge drop at the same time, how much time or how long is it gonna take before price comes back to fill up the gap. But let's just purely look at price action and try to make our our prediction, or not prediction, but our analysis as technical and as pure as possible, because it's pure price action. There's no indicator, there's none of that. Even fundamentals, I'm not a fan of fundamentals. And we also have CPI this week, so it's just like there's a lot of questions that we need answers to in the markets, especially the dollar. And I guess it will all unfold in due time. But this is how it looks. We've had our first touch here, second touch, even though like initially we really thought this is our break of structure, or break and retest of the trend line. We were wrong. That was only the second touch, and then price went to go make new highs. So now, with how price is moving, with how bearish price is, I really am expecting price to come back for the third touch, right? I really expect price to come for the third touch, and before it actually goes to now make new highs, or break or even go to the resistance of the range, the dash lines, right? Because the bulls are really strong, and the reversal, or the downward movement might be a pullback, right? A pullback into this line, because it has been holding, and this is a pretty solid line. So we might have the price come back to the line before it actually goes up, or we might actually have it break the line, because it's not always the case that price, when it comes to for a third touch, it breaks, or it just touches and goes back up. We learned that last week with gold, and I'm about to get into that. So all we have to do is just like wait and see what price is planning to do, because on the 4-hour, you can clearly see that we might be having, I don't know, I don't even want to force the trend line anymore. We quite literally have the picture of what we expect, and the double top told us everything that we need to know right here. Double top is really one of the strongest signals that price is really going down, and it's dropping, because it's a break of structure and all that. This arrow was for me to say, okay, if price breaks this arrow, or this price area, then price is really going down, and the next area is definitely going to be this line, which is the lower high area. So it's all about now paying attention and looking closely. Do not rush the markets, do not rush the movement, because it's quite early, still Monday, and I decided to do the video quite early, around 9 a.m. I know I usually do it at around like in the afternoon, but we have power cuts and everything. And also, I just woke up feeling good and energetic about the week, and I just thought, you guys should get the video as soon as possible, just to make up for the miss analysis, or the miss conception of, even though you cannot really predict the market and actually get it to do whatever you want it to do. But I just feel like let's just redeem ourselves this week and try and be open-minded about things. But yeah, the market is quite giving it away with this double top. Let's see what the 1 hour is talking about. I'm actually worried about the gap, because it doesn't go long before it gets filled. But the movement that is currently occurring looks like not long term, but for price to even make it to this line, that's gonna take the whole week. Well, the CPI that it might take one candle from the CPI event to come to make a touch here, or the CPI event might actually be the one filling up the gap before price actually drops. Because at this point, we are confused as to what is price doing, what is the trend, what is the trend, because we might try to figure out the trend, but the market has been ranging, if you want to be honest. The downtrend that we thought we had got reversed. So if the downtrend got invalidated, we still the uptrend is still not validated. You understand? We're still ranging, and we're still trying to figure out the direction of the markets. So at this point, the CPI might fill up the gap, or the CPI might actually push price to come for that touch on the line, the third touch, and then we go to the upside, right? If you want to add your trend lines to this one, you can do so, but I don't recommend it. I mean, it's pointless at this point because whatever trend line you have is probably broken. You understand? So let's just see. I don't know if you want to trade the small movements, it's fine. Just mark up your your significant areas to say, okay, if price is gonna move from this area, it's most likely gonna come to this area. So if you're gonna wanna trade something, or any dollar pair, you know that okay, if price has broken this area and it's gonna move to the nearest low, the lowest area, on the nearest low, or that you think is gonna make, or whatever area you think the price is gonna go to, it has to be this one or whatever area you might see on your side, because you cannot really you know dictate what price does. So if this is how our dollar is looking like, let's see what gold is looking like. I might even drop the GBP USD, but then if you gold and GBP USD pretty much move the same. I mean, I know I already have some analysis on this chart, man, but I don't know. I just feel like it's easy to interpret. So let's just do that. I mean, on the daily, as we can see, the dollar as well. Not the dollar, gold as well. We've established that it broke out of the uptrend, line. It broke out and dropped, but then the drop was not as significant as we thought it would be. You know how it usually does after breaking out of a trend line. It drops. It actually makes more movement outside of the trend lines or the patterns. So we expected that impulsive drop, but it didn't. In fact, it started ranging too. It started ranging too, and this is what it looks like, right? We had our resistance here, we had our support. The support was touched 2 times, the resistance was also touched 2 times. And these are all the significant areas. As you can see, this line is also the midway range, just the same as the dollar one. That one price area that is in between both the resistance and support is breaking them in half, and price is reacting to the price area. As you can see, it was a support, broke out, and then it broke back in again, and then it broke down again, retested, continued with the drop. Now it reversed at the mid range, or at the midpoint. Let's just call it a midpoint, right? The midpoint. So now, because price failed to break the midpoint, let's see what the 4 hours talking about, so that we can see what the next move is. Because I remember I told you guys last week that there's a likelihood that price is going to just make a third touch and continue going up. Remember that. It's even on my thumbnail. Whole time price was actually gonna break the line, do a young retest, which is quite valid, and then drop. But then the dangers of also like predicting. I know I didn't even take the gold trade because I was just like, man, you know what, never mind. I had another pair I was trading. But once you have a bias at the beginning of the week, do not stick to it throughout the week. Just be open to all the developments that might take place in the market, changing dynamics. Because if you're gonna say you don't predict, you react, it would be hypocritical for you to say now gold is actually not buying. And then you're not gonna trade it. I know I'm talking about myself. It was hypocritical for me to say, no, you know what, I'm not gonna trade gold. And I'm not gonna look at it the same because I expected it to do that. I was actually supposed to look at what it does and react to that. As soon as I saw the break and this retest, I was supposed to be like, okay, I was wrong. Clearly, the aim is not to be wrong or right. The claim is to, the aim is to make money. So if this is a break and retest, let me just enter sales, and then ride the sales to whatever lows. I probably would have took my profit somewhere here, because when I trade this the break of a trend line, I usually take my profit at the nearest significant zone, and I would take this because it was a resistance twice, got broken, and yeah. So I was gonna do that, but I didn't take the trade. I was just focusing on something else, you know. So yeah, just be careful with how you pick your trades, man. You know yourself better. You have your weaknesses, you have your strength as a trader. And if you trade these type of the break and retest of the trend line, if you trade these type of setups better, just do that, and then if you feel like, okay, gold might be too volatile for me, let me trade a slower pair, just also do that. You can make money trading anything. You just have to follow your own rules, play by your own book. So if this is how gold is looking, it broke out of the line. Clearly, the line that I thought it was gonna be just like a touch and go. It was actually broken, and it's cool. No, we don't take offense. We don't take anything. We let the markets be the markets. We just let the markets be at this point. So now, if you pay close attention, you'll see that there's actually another price zone that is quite significant resistance here. Let me mark it up for you guys. We have our resistance here. And the price broke, and then it broke to the downside, even though it looks like it barely did that, and then did a young retest and then made these lows. So we actually have to mark the lows as well. They're equally as important, you know. And then price is now playing around the area, and the price, as you can see with the current candle, it actually opened above this zone, this significant zone. So we don't know what it's going to do. If you go to the 1 hour, this pretty much looks like a range. So excuse me, let's just move this one. This is what it looks like. And remember how our dollar looks. If we think our dollar is gonna be dropping for the rest of the day, at least, and then that means we expect the gold to actually be bullish, right? Because they do the total opposite of each other. So if this is how gold is looking and it's in a range, and we expect the dollar to actually drop, then it means it's only right for us to be anticipating buys on gold, right? We expect price to actually break out of this range, and then there's also like a supply zone here. Let's make it darker. You understand, price might be aiming for this zone right here, but hey, let's just wait and see, because trading the breakout of the range can be dangerous sometimes, because that's where the liquidity is. There's liquidity here, sellers waiting at the resistance, buyers waiting at the support, right? So the liquidity might be, okay, the sellers who are in, there might be sellers who are in, we take all their stop losses up there, and then while we take their stop losses, the buyers get activated because now they think, okay, price is breaking up. So their entries are going to be filled, and then price comes back inside to collect their stop losses. And then from then, that's when now the move is going to happen. We don't know if this current candle is the move that I'm talking about, because this breakout was fake, and as you can see, price is rejecting. And if there were buyers who were trying to enter, the orders are filled, right? The orders are filled, and now the stop losses are somewhere inside of this range. So just be careful. You don't want to be taken out like that, like a rookie, especially at this beginning of the week. You still have a week ahead of you. So just tread carefully. Make sure that your risk management is intact. And yeah, follow your own rules, man. Follow your trading rules. And if your rules tell you to enter. If your rules tell you to put a stop loss at a certain area, do that. Put your TPs and everything, and just let the markets play out. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys. And stay tuned for a video on my getting funded journey. I'm actually about to drop the last final trial before I actually get into a real funded challenge. As I told you guys, I passed two challenges, or I passed two trials, and I'm about to do my third one before I actually get the real one. I'm trying to get the real one. The the beginning of October. You know, I want this September to pass, and I'm also like keeping a close watch at these prop firms. You know, especially with the court appearance coming on the 11th. It's actually today, the court appearance with my forex funds. So I want to see what that is gonna turn out like, and what that is gonna put. Obviously, I'm not trying to work with my forex funds. I'm just trying to see what the court conclusion is gonna be, even though it might not be today. But then we just want to see the proceedings, if there's gonna be any statements that's gonna be made from the court case that's gonna actually make other prop firms shake or actually start, you know, because if the other prop firms were also doing the same thing that my forex fund were doing, they're gonna now take a step back and, you know, try to, you know, move differently, or try to try and you know, and I don't know. You understand? I just feel like uh the 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 statements from the court and the how the court proceedings go will determine a lot of, you know, unanswered questions in the prop firm space. If the other prop firm, if I should be worried about the other prop firms, I will know from what they do after the court appearance with my forex funds. So I'm just gonna take this full month to prepare, you know, take the last trial account, see how that goes. Hopefully I pass it, because I'm already midway. I think I'm at 200 and something profits. I'm left with 200 and something to make it 500, and then after that, I know I'm gonna be ready. And I know being ready doesn't mean that, okay, I'm definitely gonna pass the challenge, you know, because now it's gonna be emotions involved, and, you know, it's gonna be a different atmosphere for me. So I hope these trial accounts are actually giving me the preparation that I need, even though I know that there's still a lot of work to do, with the you know, with preparing emotionally and psychologically for the real one. So yeah, this is how my goal is looking. Just wait until you see a clear breakout out of the, you know, out of the range, and then you shall enter your buys if you're entering buys, right? And then yeah, that's all from me, guys. Hopefully you make profits, stay grounded, trade your rules, and yeah, man, keep grinding.